What is up, everybody? UFC 302 is on Saturday, and the man who has all the answers is beside me right now, Ali Abdelaziz. He is the manager of the UFC lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev. Islam, of course, in the main event, will defend his belt against Dustin Poirier in what should be a fantastic fight, especially after that press conference today. They seem to get into it. Ali, we picked up a little bit from that nose to nose there. What was said? What did Islam and Dustin say to each other? Do you know?
Like in the US, how you drop the MF word, and like certain country, like Muslim countries and stuff like that, is they don't really accept this much because kind of our mother is the most important thing to our life, and the way they translate it, they talk about your mother. And Islam said, "Hey, like, listen, I'm not from here. Don't talk to me this way." And I'm sure Dustin didn't mean it. He's a good guy, and I feel like we're just misunderstanding. And guess what? Got a little bit heated, and guess what? It doesn't really matter. All the talk is finished. All those guys have to make weight. UFC through to Saturday night and just fight on live on pay-per-view. That's what's matter. Dustin Poirier, it's a legend. One of the most dangerous guys in the division. He can put you light anyway. But, sometimes you're in the wrong time, wrong place. And Islam Makhachev right now, he's this guy. He's the guy. He can meet you in the alley. He can meet you in the car. He can meet you in the room. He can meet you in the cage. You're gonna have problems. He's the greatest UFC fighter right now. He's the pound for pound king right now. He's the most rounding fighter I encountered in a long time. He can strike. He can kickbox. He grappling on a different level. Wrestling, judo. He's just a very complete fighter.
You said that to me a long time ago. You said this guy is going to be, I don't think you said better than Khabib, but you said in the same alongside of Khabib, right? Are we seeing the peak of him right now, or does he still have room to grow?
This guy just, first 6 of his last 7 opponents outside the Volk fight, he look like he playing with kids, and this is Charles Oliveira, one of the most dangerous guys in the division, right? And he finished this guy, like Dan Hooker submitted him, took his arm home. You see what he did with Volk last time, head cock knockout. Like, I'm talking about he finishing guys in the top pound for pound fighters, top 5 in the top pound, and finish him in the first round or the second round, right? It doesn't make him look that belong to him. And guess what? His goal is advertised. He's showing us every time. You see what he did to Bobby Green. You see what he did to so many guys. Just
right.
Guys, when they fight Islam, they said, "Oh my God!" Like,
there's a narrative out there that hey, this might be Dustin's time, and that Dustin, he's fought so many tough guys. He's won so many big fights. He's beaten Conor McGregor twice. He's beaten Max Holloway. He's had a number of huge wins, and kind of there's a school of thought that hey, this is Dustin's time. Dustin obviously has had a great career. I take it you don't see this being Dustin's time.
No, listen. At the end of the day, this is not dice. We're not shooting dice here. This is calculating. Conor McGregor, I can beat Conor McGregor. What is Conor McGregor beating him doesn't show me anything.
Right.
But I respect Dustin. I think he's dangerous. I think he can knock anybody out. But when you have the skills Islam possessed, you have Coach Khabib in your corner. You have some of the best training partners, maybe some of them even better than Dustin, honestly. And guys you don't even know. You understand? And you're healthy. You're in your prime. I believe Islam is going to win. But also, I'm not underestimating Dustin Poirier because if I do, I'm a fool.
Right.
Pounds gloves, anything can happen.
Do you feel like, Kevin Holland said at Media Day, he thought that, Islam could move up, and I don't want to miscast his words, but, he was confident that Islam could move up and become the welterweight champion, right? Do you feel that's in his future, is becoming a 2-division champion something that's far away for him?
I feel talking about anything but Dustin Poirier right now, we're disrespectful to Dustin because I really respect Dustin. But if you ask me, do I think Islam can beat Leon Edwards? I don't think Leon Edwards lasts 2 rounds with Islam. I truly believe that.
1 round?
2 rounds maximum. Style. You see what Kamaru Usman was doing to him,
right?
And in Utah, Islam can do the same thing to him, and he grapple heavy on top. Believe me, he will not get up. This is my opinion.
Do you think Islam will be better when he eventually goes to 170 than he is at 155 because of the weight? And he'll once he gets to 170, he's going to have all that experience of not only 8 or 9 years in UFC, but of all those elite fighters that he fought.
Like I said, Saturday night is the most important night of his career. He have to go through Dustin Poirier. But like I said, if you ask me to go to welterweight, I think he'll beat Leon Edwards tomorrow. If they bring Leon Edwards in a cage tomorrow, and they bring Islam, Leon Edwards, I think Dustin Poirier is more dangerous than Leon Edwards.
Interesting.
Like as dangerous, the guy won 5 rounds with Nate Diaz, almost got knocked out. You understand? He was getting not to get. I respect him. He have a great fight against Kobe, but like I'm not really. I don't think he's dangerous like someone like Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is very dangerous, very, very dangerous.
I asked Islam this when I talked to him the other day, and I want to get you to expand on it. How much do you think it hurts Islam's popularity that he, because of the issues between the United States government and the government of Russia right now, where Americans can't go to Russia and whatnot, that you can't put a UFC show, and businesses are barred from doing business in Russia now. You can't put a UFC fight card in Russia right now. And he, I think that would be kind of like a coronation for him, right? If he goes to Russia and he fights there, the way the crowd would be, that would be a big thing. Do you think that hurts his popularity in terms of his draw?
No. He go to Abu Dhabi, he sell 20,000 seat arena. He can do anywhere. And he's one of the biggest Muslim stars in the world. Dustin Poirier have 4 million followers on Instagram. Islam have almost 9 million followers. As a popularity, Islam is a lot more popular worldwide than Dustin Poirier, than most of the UFC fighters. I'm sorry. Fact, and it doesn't matter where you fight. As a UFC fighter, it's like Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson everywhere. You understand? Islam Makhachev is Islam Makhachev everywhere. People understand fighting is international language. It's in our DNA. You don't need to speak to know how to fight. You understand? Guys maybe like McGregor, they need to speak because they can't fight this way. They need to speak more. You understand? But Islam, he go there and he smash people's face and catch a check and go home every time. He's a scary individual, Kevin. I'm telling you, the things he does to people in the gym, from lightweight to light heavyweight, I never seen before anybody do it. You understand? I see him wrestling with guys like DC. He take DC down. DC weight 235 pounds, 240. You understand? Islam Makhachev, probably one of the strongest guys I ever touched inside the room. Islam Makhachev, I watch him. I never see him a last round. I never see him tap from nobody. Islam Makhachev is one of the scariest guy. He maybe doesn't have the aura of Khabib. Doesn't have the charisma of Khabib. But I'm talking about a killer. He's a cold assassin. He killed people. The man has choose to go to 2 different continents to prepare for Dustin Poirier. He went to Asia, in the mountain of Asia. And after that, he come to the ocean of New Jersey. You understand? The man is taking Dustin Poirier serious. I'm telling you, June 1st is going to be a going-out party for Islam Makhachev.
I was just going to ask you, because do you think this, like I saw a lot of the interviews with him, and virtually everybody asked him about Khabib, right? It's not, it's like, oh, what do you think about Khabib? Khabib said this, Khabib did that, right? When does he stand on his own and become recognized for the skill and the talent that he has himself, regardless of Khabib?
Khabib never stand on his own. Khabib always have his father behind him. Islam will always have Khabib behind him. This vision, it was Khabib's father's vision, translate to Khabib. But Khabib's father planned after Khabib finished, Islam will come. After that, Umar will come. After that, Usman will come. After that, many other guys in the team will come. This is a vision. It doesn't mean Islam. This is now Khabib time, now Islam time. But guess what? Khabib helping Islam to become Islam's time. Khabib coming here, paying for his own food, flight, hotel, not making money, buying food for everybody, buying clothes for everybody, taking care of people. Guess what? Doing it out of love, out of brotherhood. That's it. It's no comparison. It's not who's better than this, who's never better than Islam Makhachev, one of the most talented individuals I ever seen. Khabib is one of the most hardest worker I ever seen. But Islam work as hard as Khabib too. This guy, Islam Makhachev, is an animal. It's an animal. He's a savage.
Where do you find these guys at? I mean, you're coming up with these guys all the time. What is your connection here?
10 years ago, everybody, when I say Dagestan, Chechnya, Caucasus, everybody, wow, they got scared. Now everybody want to jump on our wagon. I brought 100 fighters from me and my brother who's one from Dagestan. Guess what? Dagestan is 3 million people, got more Olympic champion in freestyle wrestling than anywhere else in the world. Guess what? I understand fighting. I like training. I like to be in the room. You understand? I understand this game by sweat, by tear, by my brain. And guess what? I work with some of the greatest minds ever. I work with Dana White, with Mick, with Sean, with Hunter, with Kogan. And I soak all this knowledge. And I understand who is the best. You understand? Now everybody want to manage a trust and fighters. Why? Because I did it. You understand? And it's okay. Everybody make money.
That's why I hang around with this guy. See, I learned stuff too, right?
No, listen, at the end of the day, they're loyal, man. They're loyal. And listen, Henry Cejudo's loyal, 10 years with me. Kamaru Usman, 10 years. Kayla Harrison, 10 years. Listen, to be part of this crew, it's a privilege. It's a privilege for me, part of all this great athlete life. They are special. They are special. I'm just completing very small job with them. Sure. That's it.
I got 2 more questions for you. So on 2 different fighters, I think everybody wants to know how Justin Gaethje's doing. That was an unbelievable performance in a fight against Max Holloway. Obviously, he's going to take some time off, but I'm sure you've talked to Justin since UFC 300. How's he doing, and when will he start to train, and any idea when we might see him fight?
Dustin, great. He's a great spirit. Justin never regret nothing. You understand? And he might be one of the only fighters in UFC history, or maybe second, to have a title shot against Islam coming off a loss. You know why? Because he's been entertaining us for years and doing everything he's not supposed to do for us to be happy. And if anybody deserves a title shot coming off a loss, it's Justin Gaethje. I don't care what anybody say. Do you agree?
I of course I agree. You know, I'm not saying I would give him the next title shot, but I agree with your larger point. When might he be back? When do you think he might be back?
Whenever he wants, whatever he wants, anything he wants. Justin Gaethje can do whatever he wants.
And lastly, Dana White announced for Abu Dhabi on August 3rd, Umar Nurmagomedov against Cory Sandhagen. And when he announced that, he announced it on social media, Ali. I'm not sure if you caught the video. I know, of course, you knew the fight was happening. But, you know, Dana said in the video, I think Umar is the best prospect in the bantamweight division. And he really singled him out. And that's something that, you know, he always will throw stats at you and praise guys. But you don't often hear him say he's the best prospect. And he came out and said that. I wonder what you felt of Umar's potential, where he is, and do you feel he's ready, A, to beat Cory Sandhagen, and B, to deal with obviously a tremendous fighter in Sean O'Malley if he gets that chance?
You have 2 kind of promoter. You have bootleg promoter and real promoter. Dana White, one of the realest, pound for pound, greatest promoter on the planet. He understands jiu-jitsu. He understands boxing. He understands fighting. The man watch more fight than we ever think of. And when he see talent, he understands talent. Umar's advertised. Umar fought with a nasty staph infection on his hand. Everybody advised him to fight. He really fought his last opponent with one hand, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Umar, he's a mix of a ninja, and he can do everything Khabib does. Some of the kicks he throws, some of the punches he throws, he's just so beautiful to watch. You understand? And he's fighting a guy who's tough. And you're right. I don't think he's a prospect anymore. I think he's a contender.
Right.
You know, Dana been wanting to fight Marab before. And nobody wanted to fight him. Guess what? Cory Sandhagen, I respect you. Because you took a fight nobody wanted. You're going to go to Abu Dhabi, and you're going to fight Umar. And now, I believe this is one of the best fights the UFC can make. Because Cory Sandhagen cannot take Umar down. Umar can take him down. Umar can strike with him for 5 rounds.
I'll tell you, that's a big statement because Sandhagen's a tremendous striker.
Oh, he's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable striker. But he doesn't have Umar striking. I'm sorry. Umar distance. Cory have good knees, good stuff. But Umar is I believe I respect Cory and I like Cory. He's a great guy. But I think Umar is a lot more complete as a fighter than Cory. But
personality-wise, is Umar more like Khabib, or is he more like Islam in terms of, Islam's kind of stoic and everything in public. Khabib was funny and people liked him. Which way does Umar go?
Umar is Umar, man. Umar is Umar. Umar does Umar. Umar is a great guy. He likes to help people. He's always grateful we do things for him. He doesn't think he's bigger than the sport. But I'm telling you, one thing I can tell you though, Cory Sandhagen is the hardest fight for Umar. It's not Marab, it's not O'Malley. Honestly, these 2 guys, I think, is easy fights for Umar. Easy. I'm talking about easy. Cory Sandhagen, I think, is the toughest fight for Umar. I really believe this.
That's a big statement because both Marab and Sean O'Malley are.
I think Umar will stop both.
Okay.
I cannot tell you Umar will stop Cory. I will be lying to you. I think Umar can stop both of these guys. If Umar take Cory Sandhagen down, he's gonna choke him. He's gonna put him to sleep. 100%. You can count on me. But I think O'Malley and Marab, Umar will stop both under 3 rounds.
That is awesome stuff.
Listen, let me tell you something. Umar is in Vegas. He sparred 42 rounds. Some of the best fighters in the UFC today. He got, how many, his record in this round, 42 round? He was 42-0.
Okay.
He did not lose a round.
I'm going to tell you this before we get off. I'm saying this on the air so people see this.
Yeah.
So next week, I want to be interviewing Umar. I want you to set that up, and I'm going to talk to him about 42-0, and I'm going to talk to him about all these big things you said and get him to say it.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Anyways, let's get back to the main event. UFC 302 on Saturday. Islam Makhachev will defend the lightweight championship against Dustin Poirier. Ali Abdelaziz, always a blast talking to you. Thank you for your time, Coach. I was going to say Coach Champ. I got to call you Champ, right? Not the Coach Champ.
I'm the cook.
You're fighting all the guys. Thanks, Ali. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.